Transferring to a new house is supposed to be exciting and fun, but two families have a different experience. They realize their newly bought house is haunted by evil spirits. Now, to tell us more about Hellcome Home, we have in the studio the director, Bobby Bonifacio. Good morning, Direk. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Christine. Thank you for having me.
Well, Hellcome Home is now showing in theaters.
Yes.
So far, how has it been doing?
We had our premiere 2 nights ago, and it was a packed premiere. And yesterday was the first day, so far okay naman, and we're hoping that people will come to the theaters to watch it this weekend.
Well, give us a little bit of the backstory. How did Hellcome Home all come together? Were you thinking about this movie for a long time now, or?
Okay, so the movie, it started with a seed. We call those little ideas seeds, right? And it's supposed to be like when they were brainstorming. They remember all those horrific family stories that happened during the 90s. Like there were a lot of deaths and murders involving families during that time. And that seed evolved into this story wherein there's 2 families living in one house, and we further developed it into this script. And now we have this movie.
So how with all that background, how does that become scary? Tell me about that. Like, I'm gonna live it through you. Okay.
Yeah, so the horror in this movie is happens within these families. Like, what are the issues that these families have? What are the inner demons that these families have? And how these inner demons, how these inner issues that they have lead them to experiencing hell in their lives.
Okay, and with that, you have a stellar cast. You have Dennis Filio with you. Was he like one of your first choices, together with Alisa and Beauty Gonzalez?
Yeah, this is the most exciting part. Dennis was one of our first choices, and luckily he liked the script when he read it.
Parang sanay na rin siya sa mga horror, no?
Sanay siya. Apparently he is a horror fan, and so when he read the script, he said, "Oh, this is something I want to do because I haven't played this kind of role yet. This is something new to him." And he gave a real stellar performance. And so, apart from the horror elements in this movie, this is actually one major thing to watch out for: the performances of the whole cast. Everybody did well, and everybody did a wonderful job doing their characters. They're all relatable.
Well, you have a fantastic cast, talented cast. I'm sure that made it easier in terms of shooting the horror film. But how difficult is it shooting horror films? You've done more than one. It seems to be where you're most comfortable at, right? So how difficult is it?
How
difficult is it to scare people?
It's pretty hard to scare people. The thing that we had to focus on was the drama of each characters. I told the actors, don't try to give performances that would scare them. Focus on your characters. And that would make it
more real.
That would make it more real and terrifying in itself if you portray your characters well, and then let the crew and let the staff try to include the elements that will make it scary. But so, yes, it is pretty scary, and we had to do everything in a short span of time.
How short is short?
We did it in like around 12 days to finish, and that's pretty.
So most of the horror comes actually after.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
More of the horror elements. Or...
Yes. So we dwell into the family drama first. What happens in their lives? Who are these people? And then towards the middle part of the movie, that's when we see the horror, and that's when all the terrifying things happen.
Okay, and it seems like, well, when you were shooting, was there anything spooky or? Hindi ka naman hindi ka naman takutin, no?
Hindi naman.
So, I mean, wala naman nangyari na mga ganyan. Siyempre, it's,
It depends what me actually, personally, I get startled easily. So, but since I live in Antipolo, so we live in a little subdivision there. So ever since I was young, we have these little ghostly experiences. But then on the set, we're a happy family, we're a big crew. So not a lot of things happen. There are certain moments where we would feel little things and some weird things that happen on set for no reason. Equipments will malfunction. But other than that, we always do our prayers so that nothing untoward
There you go.
happens.
That's always the best way. So do invite, it is out now in theaters, to invite the viewers to go watch Hellcome Home.
So, Hellcome Home is showing this Halloween weekend. So hopefully everybody can go to the theaters. Bring your friends. Sabi nga nila, mas masarap manood ng may kasigawan at kakapitan. Hellcome Home with a stellar cast. Beauty Gonzalez, Raymond Bagaching, Dennis Trillo, Alisa Mulak, and a whole lot more. Produced by Star Cinema. So it's showing. It's now showing. Thank you.
Okay, well, Direk, I'm sure we're going to be having you once again back on set for your next horror film, you know, after all the past two.
Past two, yeah.
Past two
Yeah.
that you have done. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. Hellcome Home director Bobby Bonifacio with us.